coffee drinker, not as much as Monster Dude, but Amanda, she doesn't drink coffee. She is more of a monster girl.
Okay, edit videos.
You know, I'm usually very good at not forgetting things here in the office. I tend to think at least, but yesterday I forgot the tripod here in the studio. And if you're anything like me, then you need to have a tripod at all times whenever you go out shooting in the morning. So I'm gonna pack this down right now, and then I know it's gonna be in the bag. So if I need it, I have to take it out of the bag. I think that sounds like a good plan. Huh? Also, I'm very satisfied with this. It is by far one of the best tripods that I have used during my time that I've been shooting photos and videos. I think it's almost exactly 1 year and 1 month since I tried out the A7S III for the very first time. And I still remember when I got it and started up for the first time and flipped out the screen and thought it was so good that Sony put in so many of the features that the A7 III was lacking that I really wanted to have in the A7S III. Now that I've been using it for a little bit over a year and actually have invested into a second camera as well, I thought I'd share some of my thoughts on the camera and if this is going to be a future camera for you to invest in if you haven't already bought it. One of the biggest things coming from the A7 III is absolutely the flip out screen. Being able to have the flip out screen on the side and seeing yourself, seeing the exposure and all that, you all know how good it feels to have that screen when you're shooting yourself and when content creation is your main thing. I know that on some occasions it can be a little bit weird to work with. I don't know if everyone does it, but when I'm shooting handheld, I kind of hold it like a cradle in my hand and then I shoot everything that I want. So having the flip out screen is good, but it also comes with a cost. But I think that the trade-off with the flip out screen versus not having a flip out screen is so good. But if you've been here on the channel for quite some time, then you probably have seen that my flip out screen has actually come loose and it has become a lot of wobble in the actual screen itself. And this is something that I thought was just a, Sunday X to begin with, because the first time that happened, Sony fixed it and I thought it would be done. But then it happened again on the same camera, and this time I decided to fix it on my own. It's not something that I recommend to do, because if you do this, your warranty will be voided. Just so you know, I talked to Sony about this. So I really hope that Sony has put some Loctite into the screws that is holding the display in place so that this doesn't happen on future devices. Another thing that is still incredibly useful to me is the ability to choose between all the different frame rates and compressions. Some of you probably know that when you're shooting in 10-bit and H.265 and all that, it's going to be a tough time for you when you jump into the editing process. But when you're shooting in all intra with the A7S III, then you have no issues at all because it's the least compressed file format. The downside with that is that you need to use these memory cards to be able to do that when you're shooting in 4K 120. But if you're not using the 120 FPS frame rate in all intra, you don't really have to worry about that, because then you can go for a V90 card such as the Lexar 2000X, and then you're gonna be able to shoot in all the different frame rates except for 4K 120 in all intra. The autofocus in this camera is hands down the best I've ever used so far. It is incredibly smooth and it almost looks like there is some kind of focus pulling going on when you're doing like tapping in the screen. And you can also set the responsiveness and how fast things are going to be as well. And I think that not once has it not been able to find my eye when I've been shooting any kind of vlog or talking head video, which is so insane. The overall ergonomics of the body is also better than it is with the Sony A7 III. And I do wish that they did have like the rec button right here. I don't know why it feels weird to have it here, because now I have to move my finger like that. But I would love to have it on AF on, because it feels like the most natural place to put my thumb and hit record. And I'm also missing the tally lights that you have on the FX3 instead. The absolute best thing, in my opinion, with this camera is, and probably will always be, the image quality. I'm not saying that any other camera is bad or that any other camera isn't as good as the A7S III. I'm just saying that, in my opinion, I think that the image quality looks insanely good And it also gives your videos a little bit like, I don't know, it's something special about it that makes it pop in a way that no other camera that I've tried has succeeded with. This camera will be one of the best cameras that you can buy for this price range for the coming 2.5 years. Who knows? Maybe I'm gonna be wrong, but I think that that is gonna be the case. This is gonna be my lunch today since I don't wanna go down to the restaurant. Protein bar is something that I've started to eat a lot more of lately instead of snacks. But the best thing is and will always be some proper food. I just got an answer from the bank saying that they accepted my, how do you say it? Not resignation. What is the word for that? Application, that's it. And now everything is almost in place. The only thing that I gotta do is transfer some money to the new company, and then hopefully the Swedish place that's called Bolagsverket will accept that, and then my new AB or LLC will be in motion. Everything should be good, and now we just wait. Hey! Oscar Blank in the house. Everything is good. How about you? Poof. Oscar's leaving for Bergamo, Italien soon, and needed to have a drone, so Peter is supporting. Ha det bra, hejdå! I've been trying to think of a way to utilize this wall a little bit more than I am right now, and I think that this might be the way. If I put these all the way over there, then we can have a lot more efficiency here in the studio space when it comes to space. I need to go to a hardware store.